Well, good morning, everybody. It is construction season again, which has become a very old joke, but I'll tell you what's even older. A lot of the infrastructure that we presently need to replace in our city. And so this is the season when you are sitting in your car and you're getting pissed off because there's quite a bit of traffic and there's some construction that's taken place on the street that you're trying to get through. And at the same time, I think it's important that everybody knows that while you may be pissed off, there's important work that's taking place that quite literally holds our city together. This is water main repair. This is street reconstruction. This is resurfacing projects. These are projects that make sure that you can get from point A to point B, and these are projects to make sure that when you turn the faucet, there's actually water that comes out of it. This is the central components of what makes a city, and we're making sure that we've got the most state-of-the-art, up-to-date, modernized system as possible. And so there's a number of things that are taking place this year that results in about $225 million worth of refurbishing and reconstruction work. That includes about 50,000 feet worth of street resurfacing. That's 10,000 feet worth of road reconstruction, which means that it's not just the asphalt on top, but it's the entire street that is being redone, sometimes all of the piping underneath. There's a number of bridges that are being reconstructed, including from the Greenway over to the new Nicollet project and a new bike lane that is going to be part of it. We've got water mains that are being done. We've got 823 lead water service lines that are going to be replaced, 16 miles of water main rehabilitated, and finally, there's the complete reconstruction of that Hennepin Avenue section just further north than the portion that was done this last couple of years. So each one of these projects, and the many that I did not mention, represent the core services that the city needs to be providing on a daily basis, and none of this would be possible without this incredible team that is both behind me and that is presently working out in the field. These are the people that hold our city together. These are the people that make sure that our city works. If you find yourself out in traffic and you see one of these neon jerseys behind you, give them a thank you. They deserve it. They're making sure that the potholes get filled and the water lines get replaced. They're making sure that those core components that you may rely on but not even think about are served with care. And so I'm just so grateful to all of their works. We've got one of the best public works teams in the entire country. And by the way, they're working with a number of other jurisdictions, including MnDOT and Hennepin County and Metro Transit, and we're all working together to provide the services to you. So, bottom line, while there will be times where you're sitting in traffic and you might be a little bit pissed off, just remember that there's good stuff happening that makes sure that the basic city services are delivered for you while you're sitting in that traffic. And with that, I'm going to turn it off to our Director of Public Works, Tim Sexton, who has been hard at work making sure that these projects come to fruition. Director.
Okay. Yeah, good morning, everyone. Thanks for coming. As the mayor mentioned, my name is Tim Sexton. I serve as Public Works Director. We're really excited to kick off the construction season this year. And we appreciate you all coming out. We really wanted to highlight this for three reasons. The first is, like, as the mayor mentioned, we're making big investments in the city, right? There's going to be some disruption, but this is making the city better in a lot of ways. As mentioned, drinking water projects. We're doing stormwater management projects to keep our lakes and rivers clean. Transportation projects to make it safer to walk, roll, bike, and drive throughout the city for residents and visitors alike. In 2025 alone, we're going to be resurfacing over 9 miles of city streets to cost effectively maintain what we have in place already. We're going to be reconstructing over 1.5 miles of streets where more major repairs are needed, rebuilding, as mentioned, 2 bridges over the Midtown Greenway, and replacing over 800 lead service lines. That's making our water even safer to drink. The other reason, though, is we want to acknowledge the city staff and our contracting partners who work to construct all of these projects. This is really hard work, right? They're out there in the wind, the rain, the cold like today, the heat of the summer. This is not easy, and we're really grateful for all that they do. Our mission in Public Works is to keep the city moving, and it's because of them that we're able to do that. On that note, as mentioned, yeah, give folks a wave. It's not weird. They appreciate it. If you see the blue trucks out there, give them some room. And remember, try and be patient. We know it's disruptive when construction's happening, but know that we're doing all we can to make sure traffic continues to flow and that we're having the least impact on folks that we can. And finally, the third reason we wanted to host this today is to share a new tool that we've created. As mentioned, the city has a lot of work going on, but so does the Park Board, MnDOT, Hennepin County, Metro Transit, our private utilities. And in the past, it's been kind of difficult to know what all is going to be happening in your neighborhood. So this year, we created a new tool. Over here is a hard copy of it, but it's available on our website starting today that shows all the projects that are happening in the city, not just those being led by the city. So if you've got questions about what's happening, where's construction planned, whether it's this year or coming years, we've got a new tool out there that lets you see who's in the lead to help you better understand the project, help you know who to contact if you've got questions, and just get a better picture of what's planned for your neighborhood, your place of work, all those things that are happening in the city. So thanks again for coming. With that, I want to turn this over to our Water Treatment and Distribution Services Division Director, Annika Bankston.
Thank you. Thank you for being here today, Mayor Fry. Once again, I'm Annika Bankston, and I am proud to be the Director of the Public Works Division of Water Treatment and Distribution Services. We are 220 dedicated professionals who treat and deliver more than 57 million gallons of water every day to our residents, businesses, as well as our 7 suburban customers and the Minneapolis-St. Paul International Airport. People often think of roads and bridges when it comes to construction season, but there is often a critical network of underground pipes conveying clean drinking water or wastewater that go unnoticed and are often underappreciated. Some of our water mains are among the oldest pieces of infrastructure in the city. The water main we are working on here today on 2nd Street was actually built in the 1880s. The gaskets and the valves we're replacing are actually made of leather because rubber wasn't even commonly available back when it was first installed. This 36-inch water main is a key piece of our distribution system network. It conveys about 15% of the drinking water that we produce every day, or about 9 million gallons. I also want to highlight that the city has requested about $12.4 million from the state in order to fully rehabilitate the 2.6 mile of stretch of water main that we're working on today. I'd also like to take today's opportunity to highlight our lead service line replacement program that's been mentioned. This is the 2nd year of our long-term program to replace the water service lines that are owned by property owners throughout the city. We're leveraging state and federal funds to do this. And the service line is the small pipe that runs from the water main into the building to the meter in a property. The 823 property owners whose lead service lines are in this year's project have received letters. We asked them if they haven't opened it yet, please take a look at that and take action to get that agreement back to us so we can replace your service line. The residents in the project areas will be impacted temporarily by some traffic adjustments, and some times they may not be able to park right where they want to. And there will be a short disruption when we actually make that connection for the service line. But again, it's really important that you work with us so we can replace this and leverage these state and federal funds to do this work. Minneapolis water is safe. The water is delivered lead-free to your homes through steel and iron water mains, such as the one we can see today. But we do also offer a free customer-led testing program for that extra peace of mind if you would like to have your water tested, and we're glad to offer that service. So once again, thank you for the opportunity to highlight this water work, and with that, I'll turn it over to my colleague, Joe Pauman. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Joe Pauman. I'm the Director of Transportation, Maintenance, and Repair here at the City of Minneapolis. In addition to all of the exciting projects that we have coming up this summer, I wanted to take a moment to highlight that our comprehensive spring sweep will be starting next Tuesday here in the city. With our spring sweep, we will be sweeping our 1,100 miles of streets as well as our approximately 400 miles of alleys. Street sweeping helps keep our neighborhoods clean, livable, and protect our waterways. The city-wide sweep begins next Tuesday, as I said, and will sweep away trash, debris, sand, and fine materials that would otherwise find their way into our water bodies, our lakes, and eventually into the Mississippi River. In order to fully sweep our streets, we will be posting one of those pink, bright pink, temporary no parking signs that's in the boulevard over there, 24 hours before sweeping starts on any particular street. And so with the sweep beginning next Tuesday, you'll start to see those pink signs appearing on Monday. When posted, there's no parking on those streets from 7 a.m. to 4:30. Or until the signs are removed or the street is swept for that day. Vehicles parked in violation of the temporary no parking order may be ticketed and towed. We would really like to not ticket or tow any vehicles, and we appreciate any help that we can get following the pink temporary no parking orders. The total duration of the sweep is about 4 weeks, depending on the weather. More information regarding street sweeping, including the Minneapolis street sweeping map, can be found on the city's webpage. Additionally, there is a QR code on each one of our temporary pink no parking signs so that you can find more information right through your cell phone. With that, I will pass it back over to Mayor Fry to answer any questions. Thank you.
Well, thanks again to our whole team, and we will answer any questions you might have.
Mayor, can you talk about traffic calming, where they're adding kind of those bumps to slow down traffic and maybe the impact it would have on different neighborhoods?
I'm sorry, the impact it would have on
On different neighborhoods in the city?
I can, but I would probably turn it over to the experts to give you a rundown of where exactly those traffic calming improvements are being made. First, I will say, citywide, we are taking efforts to approach traffic safety not just from an enforcement capacity, but also making sure that the roads are set up in a way that makes people drive in a safe way. And whether that's a bump out or that's the way the intersections themselves function, we're taking efforts to make sure that people are driving safely and they're cognizant of the world around them. We're not just working on those traffic calming mechanisms, though. We also will have a number of cameras that are set up at intersections that will detect when somebody, for instance, runs a red light. We've got a pilot program that we'll be rolling out, given the state legislation that passed this last year, that will do what a number of other cities have done around the country. The only difference is we're now allowed to do it. We haven't been in the past. So that will certainly help with enforcement. That will help reduce the pace that people are driving. And that, along with, again, these infrastructure improvements, will help get the job done. And then I'll turn it over to Director Sexton and probably others to give a rundown.
Yeah, thanks, Mayor. So just building on what the mayor said around traffic calming, we've definitely heard a lot of interest from the public about residential neighborhoods to slow down traffic. And so this year we are going to be working on about $1.5 million of new traffic calming projects throughout the city. We have open houses that are starting this week or next. So we're going to be getting out, hearing from people what kind of traffic calming solutions they're looking for in their neighborhoods. We also have a number of new investments coming through in new projects and looking at ways to make sure that we're supporting those traffic calming needs when we're reconstructing some of those streets that we talked about earlier. And as mentioned, we have been authorized by the state to do a red light and speeding camera pilot project. And so we can start that as early as August this year with 5 cameras being rolled out around the city. We're still in the final stages of selecting those locations, but more to come on that. So a lot of new opportunities to slow down traffic, especially in residential areas where we've heard a lot of interest from the public. Yep.
Any other questions?
How much money have we saved on filling potholes this season? Because there are very few potholes.
Oh, because of the lack of snow, you mean?
Like just the conditions that create them, I guess.
I don't know, but we can get that answer for you. Do you have any idea?
The question was about potholes. Yes, the last couple winters have been very mild. We haven't seen those daily freeze-thaw cycles where water, gets into our streets, freezes, and pops the pavement. I believe it was 3 winters ago. We had a freeze-thaw cycle almost every day, and so we saw, pothole numbers in the thousands, and we filled potholes, probably until July. So you're right, we are seeing a lot lighter numbers this year as well as last year. It allows us to get into our spring sweep and things like that more quickly, and to get going on other projects when we don't have the heavy pothole load that we saw 3 years ago. I don't have the exact budget numbers in front of me right now, but it's significantly less than it was 3 years ago. So we're within budget on potholes this year.
So this is not going to be a dead-on accurate figure, but I can recall years where we have had to add about $2 million to what we were spending. And is that around right? For when there's been substantial snow in the past. This was maybe 7 or so years ago, and obviously we haven't had to do that the last couple.
For potholes or for?
That wasn't as much for potholes. That was more for plowing. But the plowing combined with the freeze-thaw cycle can certainly add to costs. But again, let us get you the correct numbers rather than taking my word for it on it.
How long is this construction season going to last?
It's construction season, man. It's every year. We're going straight on through the summer, right? As long as Mother Nature lets us, we're going to keep going. Yeah. It's a fair question. I'm just messing with you.
It's not a continuation of last year.
Yes.
This is not last year.
Correct. Oh, I'm sorry, say it again.
This is not a continuation of last year's construction season.
I think every year's is a continuation of last year's construction season, yeah.
Mayor,
Yes.
the price tag is $225 million.
Yes, I believe so.
Okay.
Yep, $225 million, yep. With an M, yes. Anything else? Great. Thank you so much, everybody.
Thanks, guys.